Welcome back, my beautiful people. Let's have a little glass of bourbon, check out some charts, shoot the hay. Started out the CoinDesk article here on uh, market apocalypse, and they are right to the extent. There's a lot of projects right now that are dead that are still on these exchanges. Just do some due diligence, do a little bit of research. It won't take much, but you'll find out who's around, who's dead, and go from there. Just be safe out there. It's kind of crazy. What about the Dow? What a green day, right? Up 100. Ooh, look at that. I don't know. Don't know. Looks like it's coming down. Now, I actually think that me personally, I think it's already put in a bottom. Um, we may retest it. Um, I don't think we'll come down this low. Not saying it won't happen, but uh, yeah, Nasdaq. Yeah, S&P. Looks like daily was it come up and then close below? What is that gap? No. So that's why I'm still. Nothing's changed in my eyes. VIX, like we talked about the other day, it could come down and fill that gap, and that's what it did. So played out, come down, filled that gap. So DXY, it's either faking out or it's going to break down. Either this is a fake out, and we're coming up, and this is a fake out. So I guess we'll have to see how it plays out this week. Coinbase target still $5-6 because it's going to go into a narrative, right? You're going to have some exchanges that are going to face some major issues, and Coinbase they're going to still feel pressure, whether they're solvent or not or whatever. They're my personal exchange, but they're going to get tested. Most of these companies will get tested, some more than others. Meta still falling right in line. The Hood falling right in line. Tesla, Lit Gang, $64. That's my target. And it could go a little bit lower, but that's where I'm looking. Deer coming down. My humble opinion. Silver almost reaching its target. The bull flag broke out of should go up, should rally up to about $24-25. We'll see where it goes from there. Gold could, but I think gold comes back down and at least retests this area and kind of forms maybe like an inverse head and shoulders. We'll see. Could be a fake out. We'll see. Bitcoin, nothing has changed. I told you the other day that this could be a mini bull flag and we could come up and test this prior support as resistance. So nothing shocking there. I would expect us to come back down to around this 15.2 area, and then we'll hover around here for a little bit, get really boring, and then something will happen that will cause the capitulation event. Like right now, I think we're in that complacency panic stage where Most people think, oh, we've already put in a bottom. These poor suckers not buying now. They'll never be able to buy Bitcoin again. Well, like every other time, we're probably going to come back down and it's going to get really boring. And everybody's going to call it, this is the accumulation phase, right? And what they don't realize is it's complacency. They're thinking they know it all. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. But this is exactly how it's played out, right? And if anything we can pull from charts is it's a repeat of emotions. So everybody's like, oh, I've had 2 or 3 bull runs, blah, blah, blah. This is accumulation, blah, blah, blah. And they're attached to their bags and they can't separate that from what really is going on, in my opinion. There's a lot of stuff that's got to get cleared out of this system before we can move forward. There's a lot of regulations, a lot of prosecutions. So we'll see how it rolls out. My personal call is around 7,500 to 10,000. I may or may not buy a couple around that area. We'll see. ETH, I still got my target, and I actually drew this out earlier. Kind of show you where I think we're at. So we had a spike up here, and I think this is where we're at. We've had that spike up, and then we're going to come down, hang right through there, and the trapdoor is going to open up, and then it'll form another. And everybody's like, all right, we've capitulated on ETH, blah, blah, blah. But what they don't understand, most alts, and including ETH, will capitulate before Bitcoin because people will get scared of the fear of regulations, the fear of securities law and all this stuff, and they'll panic and they'll go into Bitcoin, and it will actually stabilize the Bitcoin price. And people taking those off of the exchanges, it won't pump it, but it'll stabilize. It'll be like a flat line on a monitor where like somebody's hooked up on their heart or whatever, right? It'll stabilize it. And then what I think will end up happening is the miners will say, and this should put it right in the dead of winter, the miners will say, okay, we've got to pay our bills, we've got to pay people, we're going out of business, blah, 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 right? And then they'll dump their Bitcoin, and then that's when we get our final flush, right? My personal opinion, alts will put in a bottom before Bitcoin. So, my strategy, this is me alone, when Bitcoin starts going flat, and there's been a 30 to 50% decline on alts, that's when I'm going to buy. So, that's my plan. And then once Bitcoin finally does its thing, that I'll probably start buying some there. And we should have at least 12 months of accumulation. Maybe, I think we spent, how long was this? So, was it, we capitulated around December 18th, looks like, or November 2018 maybe, and we rode it steadily up a little bit up until about March. Yeah, around March. So you got, November, December, January, February, March. So I have about 3 or 4 months of accumulation before we get a spike up or whatever. There'll be plenty of time. And this is healthy too. This is healthy. It drives Moon Boys crazy. They get triggered. The ETH chart though, I think we're pretty close. AVAX, same thing. 440. GMX. looks like it's going to test the bottom of this. I think we're going to break it. I think we're going to come down and test these areas. I think it's going to be healthy too. I think it needs to happen. Very bullish on this project. Real yield. I'm not going to show you the stuff. Go to CoinGecko. Go to gmx.io. Read for it yourself. Do your own research. Well worth it. Matic bouncing around this area. Dot doing the same thing. A0, it's kind of busted back through there, but I got a feeling it'll fail. Could be wrong. Near, same thing. It's just bouncing around the bottom of this, just waiting for somebody to give it the word. ADA, the same thing. It's about ready to bust. Flow, probably going to do a video on Flow. Very interested in this. I haven't bought any yet, but I'm very interested. 50 cents to 60 cents. I might be a buyer. BNB, telling you. $39, $38, $40. That's my call. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Unless something happens, they print a crazy amount of stables to push it up. Same thing here with KuCoin. This is what I think is going to happen. When it comes, it's going to come in multiple directions. So these foreign exchanges, right now, like when one gets targeted, they have enough time to work with one another to put money to keep the wheel on the car. When it's coming from multiple directions and they're defending every direction, they're not going to be able to take those funds and give it here, send it there, send it here, send it there to defend their exchange. I think it's just whoever falls at that point. ICP, same thing. $2. Quant. Look at that. Rode that about for a while. $25. Make you holla. 26 to be safe. That's all I got, gang. Just a safety. If you guys have stable coins, make sure they're in a cold wallet or a hot wallet or something. Make sure they're legit. I mentioned on a video yesterday, Paxos on their website. Any BUSD that is ERC20, they give the okay on. If it's BUSD on any other chain, it's pegged to what they issued to Binance. So if you do have BUSD, just make sure it's on ERC20 to protect yourself. USDC is what I prefer. Never had any problems with USDT. Why risk more than what you got to, right? So just be careful out there. A lot more stuff's going to happen. Be safe. Mr. BP out.